Welcome, my dear student. As in the last video of this direct memory access, we discussed the basic things related with the direct memory access. And in this video, we also continue that same topic of a direct memory access. Normally, the main and important, actually, last video, we also discussed that in direct memory access part, the DMA control will play the very important role because the DMA controller can transfer the block of data from external device to the processor and without any intervention from the processor also. However, the operation of the DMA controller must be under the control of program which is executed by the processor, and that is the processor must initiate that DMA transfer. Normally, the register in the DMA controller that the programmer sees, this register are accessed in the same way as in the any other IDOS's interface. The two registers are to be used for sorting and the starting the address and the word count also. The third register contains some flags, that is status flags and the control flag. Also, there are the read-write bits will determine the direction of the transfer and used to control the corresponding line of on the bus. When this bit is set to 1, the program instructions and the controller performing the read operations, and otherwise it performs the write operations also. When the controller has complete the transferring of a block of data and is ready to receive the another command, it set done flag to 1, and bit 13 is the interrupt enable flag. When this set to 1, this flag causes the controller to raise an interrupt after it has complete transferring a block of data. Finally, the controller sets the IRQ bit to 1, and when it has requested an interrupt. For example oriented, we'll take a simple example of that one, that the direct DMA controller used in a conjunction with a two input output device, a disk drive of a high speed printer. In this case, the controller is said to be provide the two different DMA channels and the register needed to store the memory address, the word count and so on is on a duplicate, so that the one set can be used with each device, and a connection is also provided for each channel between the DMA controller and one of the I/O devices also. That was very important. To start the DMA transfer of the block of data from main memory to the certain devices like printers and all, program usually routines the operating system which write the certain things, certain information into the register of the DMA channel, and that certain things are nothing but the memory address, word count, and a function to be performed, either read operation or we have to perform the write operation. The DMA controller then proceed independently to implement the specified function. It used its connections to the printer to determine whether the printer is ready. Whenever the printer is ready, the DMA controller sends the ready request to the memory and instruct the printer to receive the data from the bus. And then it waits for the printer to be ready again. And when the DMA transfer is completed, this fact is recorded to the status and control register of the DMA controller. At the same time, there is the interrupt enable bit, that is I bit is to be set, and the controller sends the interrupt request to the processor and set the IRQ bit. There is a status register that can also be used to record the other information such as whether the transfer took place or not correctly, or there is an error or not. While the DMA transfer is taking place, the program request to the transfer cannot be continued. However, the processor can be used to execute another program. After the DMA transfer is complete, the processor can return to program that the requested the transfer. IO operations are always performed by the operating system of the computer in response to requests from an applications to the program. The operating system is also responsible for suspending the execution of the one program and starting the another one. Processor and the DMA controller have to use the bus in interwoven fashion to the access of memory. Normally, the DMA device are to be given with a high priority than that of the processor to access the bus. Among the different DMA devices, high priority is given to the high-speed peripherals such as the disk or the graphic display device or anything. The processor originates the most memory access cycles on the bus that the direct memory access controller can set to steal uh, memory access cycle from the bus. The interweaving technique, which is called as the cycle stealing techniques. Normally, the arbitrary implementation the priority system for gaining the access to the bus and memory access by the processor and the DMA controller are to be interwoven with a top priority given to the DMA transfer involving the synchronous and high-speed peripheral such as like a disk, like a tape driver. Since the processor is originates the most memory access cycle, and the DMA controller can set to steal memory cycles from the processor. Because of that, the interweaving technique is usually normally a cycle stealing we can call it. The DMA controller may be given exclusive access to the main memory to transfer the block of data without interruption. This is known as the block mode. That is called as the block mode or burst mode. Okay. So this is all about the direct memory access. I hope you understand the complete thing. So thank you very much.